Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to a video where I'm going to be unboxing a Scuf gaming controller that was just sent to me by Scuf Gaming very kindly for me to try out and show to you guys and let you know what I think basically. So get straight into it. It comes with this case, as you can see there, obviously for transporting around. If you want to take it somewhere and make sure it doesn't get scratched, because they have some nice designs on some of these controllers, so you probably don't want it scratched. Now there are a few other gaming controllers on the market, but Scuf are pretty much known as the only ones which are credible enough to actually use. And there's a lot of cheap ones around, but Scuf, they're not the cheapest controller to buy, but they're pretty much the standard in terms of controllers if you want to get a custom one. So let's just unbox here. I have unboxed already myself. I had a look, so I know kind of what it's like, but it was only very briefly. So let's open it up. I've gone for, I can't remember what one I've gone for. I think it might be a zombie one or something. I know it's red. I can't remember exactly what it's called. So obviously we've got how to set up your Scuf. Got a Scuf key with it. Okay, obviously that's to change some bits around if you wanted to. And here is the controller itself. As you can see, I've gone for like a red camo. I thought this kind of looked like a cool version of the red camo from like Modern Warfare 2 and that series. And the first thing you notice actually is the quality of that finish. You can probably see that, obviously if I focus the camera, but the quality of the finish is, well, it's not like any controller I've ever had before. So let's pull her out. Obviously it's a wired controller. Some people actually do really go by wired controllers. I've been using them for a long time, but conveniently, well, not so conveniently, but my wired controller actually broke. So I've been using a wireless, but I prefer these wired ones without the battery pack on the back. Here you can see the two paddles, which obviously click. You can have them custom assigned to whatever buttons you want when you actually order your Scuf controller. It's got actually seal of approval on there as well. So you have to keep that on there, but the obvious advantages of this, apart from the two paddles on the back, which is very useful in a Call of Duty game where you want, say maybe knife or something like that to be one of those back buttons. I think I got mine as knife and jump, which are the two things. Sometimes you'll see people actually in Call of Duty jumping around corners, and most of the time they'll be using one of these to do that. Now I've gone for the default kind of, I suppose that concave thumbstick, or is that convex? Who knows? I think that's convex. Anyway, the inward thumbsticks that are standard on Xbox, although you can get the PlayStation ones, but I've got used to these now. I used to be a PlayStation player, but now I've been playing Xbox for a while with Call of Duty. I am so used to these. I wanted the standard ones. The buttons you can have changed out to all different amounts, but I went with the plain black. I thought it looks quite nice and pretty simple. And yeah, it's definitely like a skull kind of zombie camo. Now I've actually gone for, on the triggers, you see these trigger stops. Now these are actually so that when you actually press the button, you don't have to press down fully to trigger, say, shooting your gun, which is very useful in a game like Call of Duty. Obviously not so useful for a racing game or something like that. So if you're going to play a racing game, you're probably going to want to use a different controller, or maybe you can change it, I'm not sure. But I've gone for that because I'm going to use this just for Call of Duty. And something that's interesting that I didn't actually notice when I ordered it is the texture on the back. You see it's got like this texture, which obviously might be a little bit better for grip, but it feels real nice. You can see I'll give you a nice close-up as I can on the actual finish of it, because I know there are some videos around of these controllers where you can't really see the detail and all that kind of thing, but there you can see the finish. It's a lot nicer than I thought it would be. I knew it would be quite nice, but this is a nice one. I do believe there's actually a new one called Snake, which is available on the European store, not sure about US. But that's it, guys. Obviously there is a link to go and buy one of these if you want to buy them yourselves. Pretty reasonable price for how good they are, actually. Not even that much more expensive than the normal controller, depending on which one you go for. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoy checking out this controller. And yeah, I'm going to go test this out. I'll see you guys soon.